Morning. Today we will actually be doing a driving for motor skill learning. My wife has just recently got her learner's permit, so now we're going to go ahead and attempt to drive her to work. So she's going through all of the motions now and getting all of her mirrors set, making sure that everything's adjusted to the way she likes to be, and then we're going to go ahead and go forward.
And then you said left?
Right.
Right at the light.
Yep. Yep, just gotta make sure you can see on that side though. Good turn, very good turn. You're doing good. Let's go ahead and get around this truck. So you got the clear to get over the right lane. There you go. Way to commit. Just stay here because we got some type of construction or something going on. Just go ahead and ride this all the way down. So it looks like it's clear on that side.
This is just going to go down to the
Yeah, exactly. And then make the left at the next light, right? Well, not the next light, but the one furthest at the cross section. Yeah, you can get in the left lane now. There you go.
At this red light over here. Is
Yes.
Should I be in when I turn in the center lane or stay in the left?
Nah, stay in the left lane.
Rather have you make that right and then go in the alley to the parking lot, or just, you know how either you go make that right and
This way. You can just pull up to the front part and then just put on the hazards and then just dismount from there.
okay.
Yeah, you can do that. So we gotta shift over. There you go. Red light. So this concludes the driving portion of the final assignment of learning a motor skill. So basically, I would have to say knowledge of results for my wife would be that she got us to the gym safely and sound. She did a really good job in terms of knowledge of performance and being able to maneuver through the lanes, because on Broad Street here in Richmond, it's like driving on an obstacle course where they have the bus lane on the far left side and then the left lane and the right lane on the street. It goes into a zigzag this way, as you can see when I actually turned the screen to the street. She did a really good job of following the lines, even though sometimes I had to cue her in to remind her that she should be going a little bit to the left and things of that nature. So she didn't ride outside of the lines of her lane. She also, stopped at every light like she should have. I had to make sure to give her directions on exactly where to go, even though it was a straight shot. But she's starting to get a little bit more familiar with the area, which is a good thing too. So these are the things and the factors that you have to take into consideration when you're on the road driving, and that's that we have inclement weather, we have nighttime, daytime, we have crazy drivers sometimes. And also, like I said, with driving on Broad Street, we had a diversion in the lanes that forces you to have to go to the left and then back to the right just to keep straight on the same street.
My driving this morning was amazing, in my opinion. I did better with realizing that the bus lane, was on the left, and the road is weird because the lines kind of turn.
Yes.
And so it's a lot to, I guess, remember to follow those, because the lane doesn't just go straight. You have to, the bus lane appears, it disappears, and then you have to be aware of that while also being aware of the cars that are still parked on the side of the road,
right,
and staying in the lines, which I did do, and that was good.
We have certain instances on the streets where they'll be doing mowing of the lawns, and we did ride through that as well. So that was on the far left side. Then when we got on Broad Street, we actually had cars that were parked on the side of the street in our right lane, and we had to merge over to the left lane in order to get around them. So again, driving is a very unexpected, unpredictable skill and task, and you have to be able to make quick decisions on the fly. So with that being said, she's developing the proper schema of driving. She's driving the speed limit, A, most importantly. B, she's safe with her seatbelt on. And then C, she's starting to get a lot more familiar with the area. So driving this same pattern is developing that motor pattern as well as the schema to continue on to get more familiar with her surroundings and be prepared, or better prepared, for the unpredictable things like traffic, other cars being in the lane and taking up space, and then her having to merge over and things of that nature. All right, so for this portion of the final assignment, I'm going to go over the degrees of freedom and freezing them. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover the jab. So with the jab, we're going to start off with just freezing the upper half of the portion. So using the front foot here and twisting the hip into it, but not actually extending to hit the jab or into the punching bag. That entails this. Okay, so then in the second part, we're just going to add the jab itself, which is just this. And then we're going to release everything and then go into the full extension of the jab. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and get into your best fighting stance. So your left foot's forward. All right. So what you're going to do is hold your guards up. All right. Face the bag. What you're going to do is you're going to pivot your foot and twist your hip, but you're not going to punch. Nope. The left side. Pivot the left foot. There you go. Yep. There you go. You want to turn your body into it. Yep. Just keep that left arm tucked. There you go. All right, so from here, what you're going to do is just release the punch. Just go ahead into the punch itself. Good. There you go. All right, good. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to add the lower portion with the jab itself. Good.
Okay, what do you need to do? I was just trying to use that box.
Good.
Whoa, I was resting. Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
Keep that hand up. There you go. So now what we're doing is we're taking the right side. She's going into what's called a southpaw stance from the orthodox. And she's going to freeze the top part and actually just do the pivot and step. Just pivot a little bit more. There you go. There you go. What you want to do is you want to actually turn your body into it so you can extend as fully as possible. Good. All right, so now let's go ahead and throw the jab now, so we're not doing the step and pivot. Good. And what we're going to do is we're going to release everything now. So we're going to add the top portion with the bottom portion. So the step to the pivot along with the full extension that we had. Go ahead and make it happen.
Yeah, go for it.